Welcome to this lesson, my friend. Today you will learn something powerful. Many English learners study hard but forget words very fast. They feel sad or confused when the lessons disappear from their memory. Maybe you also know this feeling. You read new words, repeat them, and one day later they are gone. This problem is normal, and it happens to almost everyone. Your brain is not weak or broken. It only needs the right method. Most people try to remember English by pushing too much information, but this makes learning heavy, slow, and stressful. There is a better way, and it is simple and friendly for your brain. When you understand how memory really works, you learn faster and remember longer. In this video, we will explore easy science-backed tricks for strong memory. These techniques work for beginners, busy learners, and even people who think they have a bad memory. You will learn how to focus better and study smarter. You will also learn how to use stories, pictures, and habits to keep English in your mind. Before these techniques, learning English feels like climbing a mountain. After using them, it feels like walking on a clear path. I want you to know that memory is not a gift for a few people. Memory is a skill, and you can train it step by step. I will guide you with simple examples and exercises. I will speak clearly so you can understand every idea. As you listen, think about your own English journey. Think about all the words you wanted to remember but lost. Today is the day you change that story. Today, you start building a memory that supports your dreams. Let us begin this journey together. Let us make English easier, lighter, and more enjoyable for you. Why you forget, the real problem. Many English learners feel confused when they study a new word and forget it the next day. They think something is wrong with their brain, but the real problem is the method they use. When you learn passively, your brain cannot hold the information for long. Passive learning means you only read or listen without using the word in a real or active way. Imagine reading 10 new words quickly and then moving to the next page. Your brain had no time to make a strong memory connection. This is why many learners feel frustrated after studying for hours. They put in energy, but the results disappear like smoke. Another big problem is the lack of repetition. Your brain needs to see, hear, or use a word many times before it becomes familiar. If you learn a word today and never meet it again, your brain will delete it. This is normal because the brain removes information it thinks is not important. Think about the last time you learned a new vocabulary list. You probably understood the words in the moment but lost them quickly because they did not come back again. Repetition is like watering a plant. Without water, the plant dries, and without repetition, the memory fades. There is also the problem of no emotional connection. Strong memories are usually connected to feelings, images, or personal meaning. If a word feels empty, the brain does not care about it. But if a word feels funny, strange, sad, or useful, the memory becomes stronger. For example, you may remember a word better if it appears in a story. You may remember it better if the story makes you smile or imagine something clear. Many learners also study when they are tired. When the body is low in energy, the brain cannot store new information well. Studying late at night after a long day may seem productive, but your memory becomes weak because your attention is low and your mind is heavy. Another challenge is using methods that do not match how the brain learns. Some learners copy words again and again without meaning or context. This method feels safe because it looks like hard work, but it is slow, boring, and not friendly for your memory. Your brain loves patterns, images, connections, and stories. It does not enjoy empty lists that have no life or purpose. Sometimes the problem is a lack of review. After learning something new, you may forget to check it later. Reviewing is not extra work. Reviewing is the key that locks information into long-term memory. Many learners also study too many things at one time. When the brain feels full, it stops accepting new information. Imagine trying to carry 20 heavy bags at once. You will drop many of them because your hands are overloaded. The same thing happens with your mind. If you study too much vocabulary in one day, your memory cannot hold everything. Learning slowly and consistently is better than learning everything at once. Small steps create strong connections that last longer. Another reason you forget is multitasking. When you study while checking your phone, the brain becomes divided. Divided attention creates weak memories. Focused attention creates strong memories that stay with you. Think about a moment when you tried to study while scrolling social media. You probably learned almost nothing because your brain was jumping between tasks. Studying hard is not the same as studying smart. Hard study without strategy creates stress, but smart study creates progress. When you understand the real reason behind forgetting, you stop blaming yourself. Instead, you start changing your habits and methods. For example, imagine a learner who reads 20 new words in silence. They think reading is enough, but the brain needs more signals. Now imagine the same learner creates a simple story with those words. Suddenly, the words become alive and much easier to remember. This shows the difference between passive and active learning. Active learning gives your brain something meaningful to hold. Another example is learning without context. When you see a word alone, it has no picture, no sound, and no reason to stay. But when you place the word inside a real-life sentence, your memory wakes up. Your brain understands why the word matters. Many learners forget because they do not connect English to their daily life. They study English as a subject, not as a living skill. But when English becomes part of your day, your memory becomes stronger. You remember faster because the language feels real. Think of a word like water. You may forget it if you only read it once. But if you say it when you drink water, hear it in a video, and write it in a sentence, it becomes unforgettable. Repeated real-life contact builds automatic memory. Another hidden problem is studying without interest. When your mind is bored, your memory turns off. But when you learn something fun or useful, your brain becomes active. Interest is like fuel for memory. Sometimes forgetting happens because learners feel stressed. Stress closes the doors of memory and makes learning slow. But calm and relaxed learning opens those doors. When you feel safe, clear, and focused, information enters easily. All these problems are common, and you are not alone. Every English learner faces these struggles at some point. The good news is that every problem has a simple solution, and these solutions are based on how the brain naturally wants to learn. Before using good memory techniques, English feels heavy and difficult. After using them, English feels light and possible. Understanding why you forget is the first step toward remembering better. When you know the real problem, you can fix it with confidence. In the next part of this lesson, you will learn how memory truly works. This knowledge will help you study smarter and remember longer. How memory really works. Simple science. Memory may look mysterious, but it is actually simple when you understand the basics. You do not need to be a genius to use it well. Your brain has short-term memory, which holds information for a very short time. It is like a small table where only a few items can stay. When too many things sit on that small table, items fall off. This is why you forget new words quickly if you do not review them. Long-term memory is different because it stores information for a long time. It is like a big library that can hold many ideas, words, and stories. Your goal in learning English is to move information from the small table to the big library. But this process needs the right actions and timing. If you only read a word once, it stays on the small table. It falls off fast because the brain thinks the word is not important. But if you meet the word again and again, the brain starts to pay attention. It slowly moves the word into the long-term library. This movement is not magic. It is simply your brain responding to repetition, focus, and meaning. When you learn randomly, your brain becomes confused. Random memorizing does not give your mind the signals it needs. Brain-friendly learning gives your brain a clear path. It uses repetition, emotion, and small steps to help information travel safely. One important idea is the forgetting curve. The forgetting curve shows how quickly we lose new information without review. At first, forgetting happens very fast, but with each review, forgetting becomes slower and weaker. This is why reviewing helps you remember longer. Each small review tells your brain, this information matters. If you skip reviews, your brain removes the information. This is not failure. It is simply your brain trying to stay efficient. Another idea that helps learning is spaced repetition. Spaced repetition means you review something after a small break, then a longer break. For example, you can review a new word after 1 hour, then after 1 day. Later, you review it after 2 days, and then after 1 week. This timing is powerful because each review strengthens memory. Your brain remembers better when you give it time to rest. Some people try to learn everything in one long study session. This may feel productive, but the memory becomes weak and temporary. Short, spaced reviews create strong and long-lasting memories. This method matches the natural rhythm of the brain. Another important idea is retrieval practice. Retrieval means trying to remember something without looking at it. When you close your book and try to say a word, your brain becomes active. This active recall builds stronger memory than silent reading. You can practice retrieval by covering your notes and testing yourself. Even 1 minute of self-testing can make a big difference. When you try to remember something, your brain builds deeper connections. These connections help the words stay in your long-term library. The brain also loves meaning, images, and emotion. If a new word connects to a story or a picture, the memory becomes stronger. For example, remembering the word apple is easier when you imagine holding an apple. The visual picture helps your brain understand the word. Your brain learns faster when you use more senses. Seeing, hearing, saying, and imagining create powerful memory layers. If you only read a word, you use only one sense. But if you say it aloud, write it down, and imagine it, the memory grows. Learning becomes even better when the information feels useful. Your brain remembers things that help you live, speak, or feel something. Random memorizing feels empty and boring. Brain-friendly learning feels meaningful and exciting. Many learners think memory is about intelligence, but memory is really about method, timing, and practice. You do not need to be smart to remember English well. You only need a system that works with your brain, not against it. Think of your brain as a helpful partner. It wants to remember, but it needs clear signals and gentle repetition. When you repeat too much in one moment, the brain becomes tired. But when you repeat small pieces over time, the brain stays fresh. Another helpful idea is linking new information to old information. When two ideas connect, your brain builds a stronger bridge. For example, learning drink becomes easier if you already know water. Your brain loves to build relationships between ideas. Good memory also needs attention. When your mind is focused, memory becomes sharper and stronger. If you study while distracted, information slips away. Your brain needs calm and attention to form new memories. The brain protects you by forgetting things you do not use. This is why practice must be regular and gentle. If you stop using a word, your brain saves space by removing it. But if you use the word often, the brain keeps it safe. Memory grows with small exercises. Even 5 minutes of focused review can help your brain stay sharp. Another important idea is the power of stories. Your brain remembers stories better than lists. If you place new words inside a short story, your memory becomes active. Stories add pictures, feelings, and meaning. Long-term memory loves emotion. A word connected to a feeling stays longer than a word connected to nothing. This is why you remember moments of joy or fear. Emotion makes the brain record information deeply. Learning English can use this same power. When a word makes you laugh or imagine something, the memory becomes strong. Some learners try to memorize without emotion. This makes learning slow and easy to forget. But when learning feels alive, your memory wakes up. Even simple words become easier to remember. Your brain also learns through repetition in real life. Using a word in a sentence helps you remember naturally. Speaking a word aloud builds confidence and memory. Writing the word gives your brain another strong connection. Listening to the word in a video or audio helps even more. Each contact adds strength to the memory. Memory is like building a house. Small bricks, placed slowly and correctly, create a strong structure. You do not build a house in one day. You build it one piece at a time with patience. Understanding memory gives you control and confidence. You can now learn in a way that matches your brain. In the next section, you will learn how attention and focus help memory. These ideas will make your learning even stronger and faster. The power of attention. Learn faster by focusing smarter. Attention is the door to strong memory because your brain remembers what you truly notice. When your attention is weak, your memory becomes weak too. Many learners try to study while doing many other things at the same time. Their eyes look at the words, but their mind is not fully present. This creates thin memories that disappear very quickly. The brain never receives a clear message that the information is important. Deep focus creates strong and lasting memories. It tells the brain, hold this idea carefully. Think of attention like a bright light. When you shine the light on one idea, the brain sees it clearly. But when the light is weak or moving all around, nothing becomes clear. This is why distracted studying feels long but gives small results. One major distraction is noise around you. When people talk, walk, or play music loudly, your mind breaks into pieces. Your brain tries to listen to everything at once. This confusion makes learning slow and tiring. Multitasking also destroys attention. Many learners check messages or scroll social media while studying. This habit feels innocent, but it blocks deep learning. Your brain switches tasks again and again, creating stress and weak memory. Low energy is another big enemy of attention. When you study while tired, your mind becomes heavy and slow. Even simple words feel difficult when your energy is low. Your brain needs rest to focus well. Scrolling while studying is especially harmful. Your attention moves from your lesson to short, quick content that steals your focus. These fast changes confuse your memory system. Your brain becomes too busy to store new information. But there is good news. You can train your attention with small, simple habits that help you learn faster. One helpful method is micro-focus sessions. A micro-focus session means studying deeply for a short, clear period. You can focus for 2 minutes, 5 minutes, or 10 minutes. During this time, you give your full attention to one task only. This short focus builds strong memory connections. Even small sessions can improve learning when done regularly. Another simple tool is a breathing reset. Sometimes your mind feels full and attention becomes hard. When this happens, stop and take 3 slow breaths. Breathing helps your brain calm down and return to focus. Short study bursts also help your attention grow. A study burst is a quick moment of learning with high focus. For example, read one sentence, repeat one word, or practice one phrase. These tiny bursts keep your brain awake and ready. Another powerful method is setting a purpose before studying. A purpose tells your brain exactly what to focus on. You can say, "Today I want to remember these 3 words." This simple purpose guides your attention directly. When your brain knows your goal, it works more effectively. This creates faster learning and stronger memory. A small example can show this clearly. Imagine 2 learners studying the same new word. The first learner reads the word while checking messages. Their mind jumps between tasks, and the word becomes easy to forget. The second learner reads the word with full focus for 30 seconds. They imagine the picture, repeat the sound, and say the meaning. The second learner remembers the word much longer. The difference is not intelligence, but attention. Another example is listening practice. If you listen to English audio while feeling distracted, your brain catches almost nothing. But if you listen with focused attention for even 1 minute, you learn quickly. Focus changes the quality of your learning. Attention also improves when your environment supports you. A clean, quiet, and simple space helps your brain relax and concentrate. You do not need a perfect place. You only need a small corner with fewer distractions. Turning off notifications during study time also protects your focus. Every notification steals a small piece of your attention. When you protect your attention, your memory becomes stronger. Your brain finally gets the space it needs to learn. Another great idea is using attention anchors. An attention anchor is a small action that tells your brain to focus. This action can be opening your notebook, taking a deep breath, or saying, "Time to learn." These small signals prepare your mind. You can practice attention by pausing every few minutes. Ask yourself, "Am I present right now?" If the answer is no, gently return your mind to your task. This simple check builds stronger focus over time. Attention grows when you remove what pulls you away. Even small distractions can break deep focus. When you choose focus over distraction, you learn faster. You give your brain a clear path to follow. Strong attention makes learning feel easier and lighter. Weak attention makes learning feel hard and confusing. The good news is, you can train attention like a muscle. Small daily practice creates big change over time. Before learning attention skills, studying feels stressful and tiring. After building focus, studying feels calm, clear, and enjoyable. Now that you understand the power of attention, you are ready for the next step. In the next section, you will learn practical memory tricks that make English stay in your mind longer. Memory trick number 1, the story method. Memory trick 1 is the story method, and it is very simple. The story method helps you remember words by making a small story. It is hard to remember single words alone. A small story gives each word a role and a feeling. First, choose 3 to 5 new words you want to learn. Short lists are better for the story method. Second, make a tiny story using the words in order. Keep the story silly, emotional, or clear in your mind. Your brain loves stories because stories have pictures and feelings. When a word is part of a picture, it becomes easy to find later. Many learners try to repeat words with no context. This often leads to quick forgetting and low motivation. Contrast that with a story that moves and feels real. A story gives the words action and makes them alive. Here is a step-by-step way to build your story. Step 1. Read the new words slowly and say them out loud. Step 2. Imagine a small scene where the words appear. Step 3. Make the scene simple and add one feeling. Step 4. Say the story out loud 2 or 3 times. Step 5. Draw or imagine a clear image for the story. Try this with 3 easy words like apple, run, and smile. Make a tiny story. I run to the tree and find a red apple and smile. Say the story slowly and imagine the red apple in your hand. Now you will likely remember all 3 words together. Here is another example with shy, door, and friend. Story. A shy girl opens the door and finds a happy friend. This story feels warm and safe, and the words stick with you. You can also make silly or funny stories if that helps. Funny stories are powerful because they create strong emotion. For example, use cat, hat, and jump. The cat puts on a big hat and jumps high. Say it, imagine it, and smile while you imagine. The more silly the image, the easier it is to remember. Stories work best when you use simple actions and clear pictures. You do not need long or perfect stories to make memory strong. Short stories are fast and easy to review many times. Try to use personal meaning when you can. If the story connects to your life, the words become extra strong. For example, if you love tea, use tea in your story. Personal links make the brain say, "This matters to me." After you make the story, use retrieval practice. Close your eyes and try to retell the story without reading it. If you can retell the story, you are building long-term memory. If you forget one word, return to the story and repeat it again. Repeat the story after 1 hour, 1 day, and 3 days. This simple, spaced review makes the story last for a long time. You can also write the story in your notebook as a reminder. Drawing a small picture beside the story helps even more. Use small images and labels for the new words. Another helpful trick is to use voices when you say the story. Speak in a funny voice or a calm voice to make the scene vivid. Emotion and voice help your brain record the moment more deeply. Make a tiny practice plan. 3 stories each day for 10 minutes. Each story takes only 1 to 2 minutes to create and review. Practice makes the method faster and more natural over time. Now let us try a practice together with 5 words. Lake, cold, walk, dog, help. Story. I walk to the lake with a cold dog and he helps me find a warm coat. Say the story slowly and imagine the cold lake and the warm coat. Then close your eyes and try to retell the scene from memory. If you can retell 3 of 5 words, you are doing well. Keep the words simple at first and build your way up slowly. As you get better, you can add more words to each story. But always keep the story short and clear so the brain can follow. Many students find the story method more fun than lists of words. Fun makes learning feel easy and it increases practice time. Before using stories, vocabulary study felt boring and slow. After using stories, vocabulary study feels joyful and quick. That contrast helps learners keep going and build confidence. Small, daily stories create steady progress and real memory growth. Try the story method now with 3 words you choose today. Make a tiny story, say it out loud, draw a small picture, and review it later. With this gentle practice, memory becomes a skill you can grow. The story method is simple, kind to the brain, and very effective. Use this method when you speak, read, write, or listen often. Tell the story to a friend or record your voice for day. Small steps like these make memory feel simple and calm today. Keep going, celebrate small wins, and enjoy each little success daily. Memory trick number 2. Chunking and patterns. Chunking is a simple and powerful way to help your brain learn faster. It means breaking big information into small groups that are easy to understand. When you learn English words one by one, your brain becomes tired very fast. It feels heavy, slow, and confusing. But when you learn words in groups or patterns, your brain becomes lighter. It can catch the meaning with less stress. This is because your brain loves order, not chaos. It loves to see how things connect. When you group information, your memory becomes stronger. When things are connected, they are easier to remember. Think about a supermarket. All food is not mixed in one big place. Fruits are together. Vegetables are together. Milk products are together. Snacks are together. Your brain works the same way. It likes everything in the right place. If you learn English words like this, memory becomes simple. Learning becomes peaceful. Let's look at the problem many learners face. Many people try to remember 20 or 30 random words in one day. They repeat again and again. But the next day, they forget most of them. Why? Because the brain cannot store random pieces easily. Imagine someone gives you 30 puzzle pieces but no picture. You do not know what the puzzle looks like. You feel confused. You feel lost. Now imagine the same puzzle but with a picture guide. Suddenly everything feels easy. Chunking is that picture guide for your English. It gives your brain a clear structure. You can use chunking with many types of words. You can group words by time, place, topic, or action. For example, here is a simple chunk. Time words. Morning, afternoon, evening. Your brain remembers this group quickly because they belong together. They follow a natural order. Let's do another example. Imagine you want to learn food words. If you learn apple, bread, fish, milk alone, they feel random. But if you group them by category, they feel different. You can create chunks like fruits, vegetables, drinks, snacks. Now each group has meaning. Your brain keeps that meaning longer. Your memory becomes stable and calm. Chunking is also great for verbs. For example, verbs of movement. You can learn walk, run, jump. These verbs live in the same group. You can also learn open, close. These verbs come in pairs. When verbs belong together, you remember them faster. Your brain connects them naturally. Let's try a simple exercise. Choose a topic like kitchen. Now write 5 to 6 kitchen words. For example, plate, spoon, cup, fork. Say them together 3 times. Feel how easy it is to remember them as one group. Another way to chunk is to learn phrases, not single words. Your brain remembers phrases better than individual parts. For example, instead of learning take alone, learn take a break. This makes learning easier. Or instead of learning make, learn make a plan. Phrases give your brain context. This is called collocations. These are common word pairs that native speakers use. Collocations help you sound natural. They also help you build English memory with less stress. Let's do a collocation example. Strong coffee. You do not say powerful coffee. English uses strong coffee. When you learn it as a chunk, you never forget it. The brain likes this natural pattern. Let's look at another everyday pattern. Days of the week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. If you learn them randomly, it feels hard. But in order, they feel simple. Patterns give your brain direction. They make memory smoother. Chunking also helps you speak faster. When you know chunks, you speak with less thinking. For example, if you learn the chunk at the bus stop, you can use it in many sentences. I am waiting at the bus stop. Here is another helpful chunk. I need to. You can finish it with many things. I need to study. I need to rest. Chunks like these save your brain energy. Your speech becomes automatic. Let's do a pattern recognition exercise. Look at these words. Yesterday, today, tomorrow. Can you see the pattern? They are all time words. This makes them easier to remember. Let's try another group. Big, small, tall. These are size words. Your brain loves seeing the connection. It feels safe and clear. Chunking also helps with vocabulary for daily life. For example, if you learn airport words together, they make more sense. Words like passport, ticket, gate. You can easily remember them. Or, in a restaurant, words like menu, order, bill. Each chunk belongs to a place. Now let's practice building your own chunk. Choose 5 new English words today. Ask yourself, do these words belong together? If not, change some of them. Make a group that has meaning. When the group feels natural, memory becomes strong. Here is a simple template for chunking. Choose a topic, list related words, read them as one group. Then make one sentence with the whole group. This gives your memory a deeper layer. Let's try an example with weather. Chunk. Sunny, rainy, cloudy. Sentence. Today the weather is rainy, but tomorrow it may be sunny. You have used the whole group meaningfully. Chunking is not about learning many words. It is about learning smarter. When you use chunking, you feel more confident. You feel more in control. Your memory becomes your friend. Learning begins to flow. Now that you understand chunking, you are ready for even stronger memory tools. In the next section, we will go deeper and learn more powerful techniques. Memory trick number 3. Spaced repetition made simple. Spaced repetition is a smart way to review information again. It helps your memory grow stronger with less stress. Many learners study everything in one day and feel tired. They try to push many words into their brain. This is called cramming, and it looks strong but is weak. Your brain forgets fast when everything comes at the same time. Spaced repetition is the opposite of cramming. It means you review at the right moment when your brain is ready. Your brain remembers better when learning is spaced apart. It keeps the information longer and with more clarity. Think of watering a plant. You do not give all water in one day. You give a little water over many days. This helps the plant grow healthy and strong. Your memory is the same. Small reviews over days work better than one big study day. Let's look at a real example. Many students learn 10 new words today and forget 7 tomorrow. They feel sad because they studied hard. But their brain did not receive the right timing. With spaced repetition, you study less but remember more. You use short and simple reviews on different days. This method follows the natural rhythm of the brain. The brain needs time to store information in long-term memory. Let's create a simple 4-day system for beginners. This system is easy and does not need any apps. Day 1 is learning day. You study new words and say them aloud. Day 2 is the first review. You check the same words for just a few minutes. Day 3 is a break day. You do not study the words again today. Day 4 is the second review. You look at the words with fresh energy. This 4-day cycle is easy to follow. It takes less than 10 minutes each day. Let's practice with a simple list. Here are 4 new words: clean, cook, carry, call. On day 1, read each word aloud and make one sentence. For example, I clean my room. On day 2, look at the same 4 words again. Try to say the sentences without checking your notes. On day 3, rest your memory. The rest gives the brain time to build stronger connections. On day 4, check the words again. Notice how they feel easier and lighter. This system works because it matches how the brain learns. Your brain remembers better when learning is gentle and spaced. You can use spaced repetition for phrases too. For example, take a break or make a plan. Say each phrase aloud on day 1. Then follow the 4-day review schedule. You can also create topics for spaced repetition. For example, travel words for 1 week. Let's try another set. These travel words are airport, ticket, gate, bag. On day 1, learn them with simple sentences. I have a ticket. On day 2, review and speak them again. Try to remember without looking first. On day 3, take a break from these words. Let your memory rest naturally. On day 4, review with confidence. Notice how much stronger your memory feels. You do not need special tools for spaced repetition. You only need paper and a pencil. Make a simple chart with 4 columns. Label them: learn, review, rest, review. Write your words under the correct day. Follow the plan with small actions. You can also use color marks. Green means learned. Yellow means reviewed once. Blue means rest day. Red means second review. Color makes your plan clear and fun. It also helps visual memory grow. Try writing 6 new words every week. Use spaced repetition to remember them longer. You can choose words from daily life. For example, bread, water, knife, spoon. Use these words in your sentences too. This builds memory from 2 directions. Let's look at a helpful exercise. On day 1, write your new words on small cards. On day 2, turn the cards over. Try to remember the words from memory. On day 3, relax and do nothing. Trust the process and give your brain space. On day 4, try again with confidence. You will remember more than before. Some learners think they need to be smart. But memory is not about being smart. Memory is about using the right system. Spaced repetition is that simple system. You can also make weekly groups. For example, week 1 is food words and week 2 is home words. Your learning becomes organized and clear. Your brain loves this structure. Another tip is to speak while reviewing. Speaking helps your memory store the words deeper. Keep your sentences simple and short. This makes speaking less scary. For example, I cook dinner, or I carry a bag. Small sentences build strong memory. You can grow step by step. Spaced repetition also reduces stress. You no longer feel pressure to remember everything today. You know you will review again soon. This gives your mind peace and balance. Try using spaced repetition for verbs. Verbs are useful in everyday speaking. For example, open, close, push, pull. Follow the 4-day plan. By the 4th day, the verbs feel natural. You can use them without thinking much. Now, here is your simple 10-word final paragraph. Use spaced repetition daily for easier learning. It helps your memory grow stronger. Memory trick number 4. Use all your senses. Many English learners use only one sense when they study. They read a word and hope they will remember it. But reading alone is the weakest way to learn. Your brain remembers better when you use more senses at the same time. Multisensory learning means learning with your eyes, ears, mouth, hands, and feelings. It turns simple words into strong memories. Think of your senses as doors. The more doors you open, the easier the word enters your mind. When you only read, you open one door. When you read, speak, listen, draw, and move, you open many doors. Your brain becomes active and excited. It pays more attention and builds stronger connections. Let's start with vision, the sense of seeing. Vision is powerful because your brain loves pictures. When you learn a new word, imagine a picture in your mind. If the word is apple, see a bright red apple. Make the picture big and colorful. The stronger the picture, the stronger the memory. You can also draw simple pictures. You do not need artistic skills. A small sketch still helps the brain. The drawing creates a link between the picture and the word. Next, let's use hearing. Hearing helps your brain learn the sound of the word. Say each new word aloud slowly. Then say it fast and try different tones. When you hear yourself, your memory becomes deeper. Your brain remembers both the shape of the word and the sound of the word. You can even record your voice. Speak the new word in one simple sentence. Then listen to your recording. Listening again creates another strong memory door. Now let's use speaking. Speaking is one of the best senses for memory. When you say a word, your mouth and muscles move. This body movement sends a signal to your brain. For example, say the word run. Then say, I run every day. Your tongue, lips, and throat work together. This physical action makes the word more solid in your mind. Let's use writing next. Writing forces your brain to slow down and focus. When you write a word by hand, you feel the shape and movement. The letters become part of your memory. Write each new word 3 times. Then write one short sentence using the word. For example, I eat an apple. This simple step trains your hand and your brain at the same time. Now let's use touch and movement. Movement is very powerful for verbs and action words. If the word is jump, then stand up and jump. Your body creates a memory that is hard to forget. If the word is open, use your hand to open a door. If the word is carry, pretend to carry a bag. These actions connect the meaning with your muscles. Your brain loves learning through movement. You can also act out small scenes. For example, imagine you are in a kitchen. Say, I cook, I cut, I wash. Then pretend to do each action. These small actions create strong memory anchors. The words become alive. Now let's use emotions. Emotions help memory stay longer. Your brain remembers things that feel interesting, funny, or surprising. So add emotion to your practice. If the word is happy, smile big. If the word is cold, pretend to shiver. If the word is angry, make a funny, angry face. Emotions make learning fun and unforgettable. You can combine senses to make memory even stronger. For example, choose one new word like coffee. First, imagine a hot cup of coffee. Then say the word aloud. Next, pretend to hold the cup and smell it. Finally, write one sentence like, I drink coffee. You used your eyes, nose, hands, voice, and mind. This multi-sense learning makes the words stay with you longer. Let's try a simple exercise together. Choose 3 words: run, cold, bag. First, say each word aloud. Then make a small picture in your mind. Next, act out each word with your body. Finally, write one short sentence for each. You just used 5 senses in less than 5 minutes. Notice how different it feels from only reading. Another fun activity is sound practice. Close your eyes and repeat a new word. Feel the sound inside your chest. Feel how your mouth moves. This slow speaking builds calm and strong memory. It also helps pronunciation. You can also use objects from your room. Pick up a book and say, book. Touch the object and look at it closely. Then make a sentence like, I read a book. Objects make learning real and connected to daily life. This helps your brain remember naturally. Using all your senses also stops boredom. When learning is fun, your brain pays attention. Attention is the first step to strong memory. When attention increases, forgetting decreases. If you feel tired, change the sense you are using. Switch from writing to moving, or switch from drawing to speaking. Your brain wakes up again. Multisensory learning is not about being perfect. It is about giving your brain more ways to learn. Even small actions make a big difference. You will remember words faster and keep them longer. Learning with all your senses makes English feel alive. It makes your study time enjoyable and powerful. Now you know how to use the full power of sight, sound, movement, writing, and emotion. Use them together and watch your memory grow. Daily practice plan. Build a strong memory habit. Many learners feel stressed because they study in a chaotic way. They open books, watch videos, and try to remember everything at once. This method feels busy but produces little result. The brain becomes tired and forgets quickly. A calm and organized routine creates better memory and more confidence. Your brain works well when you give it structure. A daily practice plan combines all the memory tricks you have learned. Stories, chunking, spaced repetition, and multisensory learning work together. Even 10 minutes of focused practice can improve memory if you follow a routine. Consistency is more important than long hours. Let's start with a 10-minute plan. First, pick 3 new words. These can be words you found in a lesson or a book. Second, create a tiny story with these words. Make it silly, emotional, or clear in your mind. Third, act out the words if possible. Speak them aloud, write them quickly, or imagine images for each word. Fourth, review the words using spaced repetition. Look at them once, say them aloud, then take a short pause. Finally, check your memory. Ask yourself, can I tell the story? Can I remember the words without looking? This 10-minute plan is short but effective. Doing it every day builds memory habits without stress. Next, let's look at a 20-minute plan. First, pick 5 new words. You can also choose a small topic like food or school. Second, make a story or mini-scene with the words. Add feelings, movements, or silly images. Third, group the words into chunks or patterns. For example, group food words or action verbs. Fourth, practice speaking, writing, and drawing each word. Use as many senses as you can. Fifth, review using spaced repetition. Follow your 4-day schedule or quick mini-reviews in the session. Sixth, test yourself. Ask, can I remember the story? Can I use the words in new sentences? Seventh, celebrate small success. Even remembering 4 out of 5 words is progress. This 20-minute plan allows deeper memory practice. You start combining story, chunking, and senses into one routine. Finally, let's see a 40-minute plan. This plan is for learners with more time or strong motivation. First, pick 10 new words from one topic. For example, home words or travel words. Second, divide the words into small chunks. Group them by category, action, or meaning. Third, create a short story or scene that includes all words. Make it clear, funny, or emotional. Fourth, practice all your senses. Say words aloud, write them, act them, and imagine images. Fifth, review words with spaced repetition. Include words from yesterday or previous sessions too. Sixth, make sentences with the words. Speak or write at least 5 sentences using new and old words together. Seventh, check your memory. Ask, can I remember all groups? Can I tell my story without help? Eighth, reflect on progress. Write down which words were easy and which were hard. Ninth, plan for the next session. Pick new words and review old words in a simple order. 10th, reward yourself. Small rewards motivate the brain and make learning enjoyable. Even with 40 minutes, breaking practice into small steps keeps the brain fresh. Long sessions without focus are less effective. Now, let's discuss habit-building tips. First, choose a regular time each day. Morning, lunch, or evening. Pick what works for you. Second, create a small study space. It can be a corner, a table, or a notebook. Less distraction helps focus. Third, start small. Even 10 minutes is enough to start a strong habit. Fourth, track your progress. Make a chart or notebook page with words learned and stories created. Fifth, combine words with daily life. Use words in sentences while cooking, walking, or talking to friends. Sixth, use reminders. Set phone alarms, sticky notes, or visual signals to practice daily. Seventh, mix old and new words. This strengthens long-term memory and avoids forgetting. Eighth, keep sessions enjoyable. Add silly stories, colorful drawings, or funny voices. Learning becomes easier when your mind feels safe and motivated. Another tip is asking progress check questions. After each session, ask, "What did I learn today? Can I tell a story? Can I use the words?" These questions give clear feedback and build confidence. They also guide your next practice. For busy learners, short sessions throughout the day work best. 2 10-minute sessions can be as effective as one long session. Even one small review after lunch can improve memory. Little consistent steps build huge results over weeks. Remember, the brain loves calm, regular, and meaningful learning. Chaos and rush reduce memory and increase stress. Before using a daily plan, many learners feel lost and forget quickly. After following a plan, words stick longer, learning feels calm, and motivation grows. Daily practice does not need perfection. It only needs gentle repetition, focus, and small daily action. Use all memory tricks together. Stories make words alive. Chunking organizes them. Spaced repetition strengthens memory. Senses and emotions make learning vivid. Combine these methods in 10, 20, or 40-minute sessions. Follow the plan every day and watch your English improve steadily. You are building a strong memory habit. Each small step today makes your brain stronger and your learning easier. Consistency creates success. Focused, enjoyable practice becomes automatic. Words stay longer, stories are remembered, and English becomes part of your life. Now you are ready to apply everything. Pick a time today, start your session, and use all memory tricks for a strong, calm, and happy learning habit. Your new memory identity. Before learning these memory techniques, many learners felt frustrated. Words, phrases, and sentences slipped away quickly, leaving confusion and stress. You may have felt like forgetting was part of your life. Every time you tried to study, the results felt small and motivation dropped. This is the old you. The old you worked hard but forgot quickly. Learning felt heavy, chaotic, and sometimes impossible. But now, you have discovered powerful tools to change your memory. You have learned that memory is not magic. It is a skill anyone can train. Stories make words alive. Chunking organizes information. Spaced repetition strengthens long-term memory. Using all your senses makes learning vivid and fun. The new you knows how memory works. You understand your brain, attention, and emotions. You have a system that works naturally with your mind. Imagine opening a book today. Words feel friendly and clear. Your brain catches new ideas easily. You remember stories, phrases, and patterns without stress. You are no longer afraid of forgetting. You know that forgetting is normal but manageable. Your brain remembers more because you give it the right tools. Progress is visible. A few words today, a short story tomorrow, a review after a few days. All these small actions build a strong memory habit. Your confidence grows. Each word you remember makes you feel capable and motivated. Learning English becomes enjoyable instead of stressful. You are also more focused. Chaotic study sessions no longer drain your energy. Now you study with calm attention, using short, meaningful steps. Even busy days can become learning days. 10-minute micro-sessions, small reviews, and quick story exercises are enough to keep memory strong. The new you understands the power of repetition and practice. You know that memory grows with gentle, consistent effort. Your brain loves clarity, patterns, and emotions. You provide it with stories, chunks, visuals, and action. Your memory strengthens naturally. You are now in control. Learning is no longer random. You plan, practice, and track progress with small steps every day. The old struggle of forgetting becomes a memory lesson. You understand why it happened and how to fix it. Each forgotten word teaches you to review smarter next time. Motivation and self-belief increase. You know that every small story, sentence, or action creates real improvement. You can now use these techniques anywhere. At home, on the bus, or at a cafe, your brain is ready to catch words, phrases, and ideas. Memory becomes a friend, not an enemy. Each new day is an opportunity to train your brain, have fun, and grow your English skills. Practice is the key. The moment you start applying stories, chunking, spaced repetition, and multisensory learning, your brain becomes stronger immediately. Do not wait for perfect conditions. You can start today with even one small step. Pick one new word, make a tiny story, and review it later. Each practice builds your new memory identity. You are a learner who understands, applies, and remembers. Confidence comes from action. The more you practice, the more your brain proves that memory can be trained. Your English learning journey transforms. Words that once escaped now stay. Sentences become easy. Speaking and writing feel more natural. Even challenges feel easier. When you forget, you know it is temporary. You return to your system and memory strengthens again. The new you celebrates progress. Every remembered word, every sentence created, and every small story is a victory. Learning becomes enjoyable. You feel calm, motivated, and confident. The brain enjoys the process, and you enjoy learning. Now, imagine a week from today. You have followed a short daily plan. You have reviewed words, made stories, and used your senses. Your memory feels alive. Words you learned earlier are easy to recall. Sentences come naturally, and confidence grows every day. You are no longer the person who struggled with forgetting. You are a person who understands the brain and uses simple tools to succeed. The new you embraces challenge with calm. You experiment with new stories, create chunks, and practice repetition without fear. You know your brain is a partner, not a problem. With attention, focus, and fun, every study session brings progress. Your identity as a learner shifts. You are no longer someone who fears forgetting. You are a learner with systems, strategies, and confidence. Even when new words are difficult, you have techniques ready. Your brain accepts challenges because it knows how to learn effectively. Motivation is constant. Each small success builds trust in your ability. You enjoy learning English and see real progress every day. You can now teach others your methods. Sharing tiny stories, helping friends group words, or explaining a review schedule reinforces your memory further. The key message is simple. Memory is trainable. With the right tools, daily practice, and calm focus, anyone can remember more, faster, and with joy. Start today. Pick one technique, story, chunking, spaced repetition, or multisensory learning, and use it immediately. Even 5 minutes matters. Then add another technique tomorrow. Combine them slowly. Your memory will grow steadily, and your confidence will rise. Celebrate every small victory. Each word remembered, sentence spoken, or story created is proof that your brain can learn and retain English. The old you feared forgetting and chaos. The new you applies strategies, enjoys learning, and remembers confidently. Your memory identity is now active. You are a learner who can grow, adapt, and succeed in English and in life. Keep this identity alive. Practice daily, use all the tools, and stay motivated. Every small action compounds into real long-term success. Finally, continue your journey with the next step. Watch the next video to learn advanced speaking tips and memory techniques to make your English even stronger. Remember, learning is a journey, and memory is your greatest ally. Use your new identity every day and enjoy the power of remembering.